Right, good afternoon. Welcome back to the Honesty Hour. It is 2 o'clock, Monday, the 2nd of March. We've had a very busy week here in the week just gone at Active Motion, and I spent Monday online, on lives, most of the day with Dr. Collins, who flew over from America for our free neuropathy events. Which were phenomenal. He looked at some tricky patients of ours, some nerve-related patients of ours, and we helped them massively. We're now going to work with a very young 8-year-old boy, change the quality of his life through using our StimPod therapy to stimulate the nerves into his eye, his eyelid, and his cheek to build up the musculature. So that was an amazing day. Wednesday, I drove to Blackpool and I saw a good friend of mine, Jamie Murphy, who is the director and owner of Jam Physio. He's the ex-head of Man City Football Club and New York Red Bulls. Got a fabulous look around his clinic, seen some amazing equipment, which I'm very interested in, but also discussed how he helps his clients further and how we can do the same and look at how we can progress and help more people. So that was fabulous. I went on to Liverpool after that and spent 2 days in Liverpool at a conference, picked up a lot of information, and something that massively stuck with me was your intentions might be good and you're wanting to help the people around you, but are you removing their independence for them? So next time your elderly parents or elderly grandparents say, would you like a cup of tea? And you say, yeah, I'll do it. I'll make it. Don't worry, sit down. Actually, are you helping them? Or are you taking away good movement, and are you taking away good mobility that needs to be trained, needs to be rehearsed, and needs to continue taking place? And I looked back on this. My granddad turned 87 yesterday. We had a lovely birthday party for him. And in the last few years, his mobility and independence has massively, massively declined. This was a man, 83, 84, used to walk 18-hole golf courses with me, play golf to a very good standard for his age. And I look back on it. He would drive there. He would put his golf clubs in his car himself. But I would take him out of his car for him. So I would have taken his golf clubs out of his car for him. And that actually was stripping away a bit of strength training, a bit of mobility, a bit of independence. And actually, was I doing him a favor? I thought I was helping him. But actually, looking back on it, I was taking away good movement from him. So next time they say, oh, I'll do that, think twice. Do I need to do it for them? Or could they do it and actually keep being mobile, independent, and self-sufficient? So that really, really stuck with me, actually. And that was quite a poignant thought for me over the days after that. So that was really interesting. What have we got coming up? So we are doing another neuropathy talk that will take place in our Portsmouth clinic. I'm looking at the back end of March for that one. And then we will also have our back pain sciatica free educational classes taking place in our Eastleigh clinic and our Salisbury clinic. Our Salisbury clinic is coming along very, very nicely. Our wellbeing room is coming on very, very nicely. So if you would like to do a free trial at our wellness room in our Eastleigh clinic, then please let us know and we can get that sorted. Or if you're struggling with aches and pains, you're in the Salisbury, Wiltshire, Dorset area, then please jump on the phone, give us a call, and let's get a free consultation arranged for you where we can talk you through how we could possibly help you further. So that's enough about that. What we got else coming up? I will be going to Miami in the beginning of April, which I'm very excited for. Been invited to go over to a conference over there and have the best brains, the best therapists, the best businesses in the room, and talk to them and discuss with them about how we are doing, how we are moving forwards and helping our clients further. I'm actually the only therapist in the UK to be invited over to that, so I'm very, very excited for that. But that's enough about me and what I'm doing. Let's get into the questions around how we can help you and those things that are keeping you up at night. We've had a few questions come in, and I think they are of real value to a lot of people. So the first one isn't necessarily a question, it's a statement, but I've been told I need an operation, but I really don't want to have it. I believe the next steps there are, what shall I do? Well, The question is, what have you done to this point? If you just had an MRI and just seen a consultant, but haven't done other things that I would class as conservative management, so that'd be hands-on treatment with a therapist, that would be exercise-based rehabilitation, getting stronger, working on your mobility. That's where I would start. So I would actually maybe take a step back and look at what you have done before you look at what they're suggesting that you do. Because a lot of surgeries can actually be put back and or eradicated if the right things are done first. So the right conservative management with strength, hands-on treatment, and mobility. So that's where I would start there. Also, the stronger you are, so regardless of whether you actually end up having the surgery or not, the stronger you are entering the surgery, the better your recovery will be. So let's say that you're currently here. This is your strength level. Post-surgery, you're going to drop in your strength level. It's inevitable, okay? Muscles don't work how they used to. You'll get muscle wastage just from the surgery. Your mobility won't be as good as it was, so you will decrease. Then you've got to build that and pass that to get better. Now, the same thing still happens, but if you're stronger going into surgery, you drop back, you're still better than you were pre this bit, and then you can crack on and build up again. So for me, I would be as strong as I possibly could going into surgery. I'd have a routine, I'd have a rehab plan, I would have a habit of doing the exercises so that I can regain that habit when I get back from the surgery and I can get started as quickly as I possibly could. I am in a really interesting, conflicting place with this personally because I had a knee operation when I was 14, which failed. I had 2 injections in my knee by the time I was 17, which also failed. At 21, I got told I needed a surgery, which was learning to walk again. It would take me 6 months to learn to walk again. And at the time, I refused it. I'm now 30 next month. So I had my operation at 14 and had my last injection at 17. So I'm nearly 13 years since I last had treatment on it. And now I really know I need it. I can't play with my kids how I would want to. I can't change direction quickly. If I run around the garden and play football with my son, then I'm struggling the next day. And I've been limping around for the last month. And so actually, I know that I need it, but I put it off by 13 years. I know that I will need a knee replacement, but this surgery that I need now will make that knee replacement harder to recover from, and it might not uptake as well. So then I'm in a case of, well, do I just try and push it for as long as I possibly can and have that knee replacement? The bit that I would say on that, which is the bit that conflicts with me, is what is it currently meaning I can't enjoy or do? And for me, that's playing with my kids. So if I could have that surgery right now, then I might be out for 6 months, 9 months, 12 months, but my kids are very little. I could then still have the growing up period with them and do all the sports that they want to do and that sort of stuff. Where my kids are little, it's quite hard to then say, yes, I'll take that surgery now and basically turn into 3 toddlers around the house rather than 2 toddlers around the house. So I would weigh it up on twofold. One, have I done everything that I can do to put this off for as long as possible and or eradicate the situation so that I don't undergo the surgery? And if you've done that and you're still a bit concerned, I would say, well, what are you missing out on currently that surgery could being the term there, get you back? Because it's not always, the grass is not always greener on the other side with surgery. I've seen many a knee replacement, for example, that they're worse off afterwards. They have less mobility, more pain, and they regret having it done, first and foremost. So that's an interesting one. That's one that I sit in the middle right now, personally, with my own situation. Which way do I need to go? But you need to analyze first. Have you done everything that you possibly can? Conservative management, strength training, mobility, hands-on treatment, shockwave, stim pod, whatever that might be. And then if I have, am I strong enough to go into the surgery that I'm going to be better for it? And then what have I missed out on? Or what am I still missing out on? And am I prepared to keep missing out on that for example, somebody said to me, okay, your kids really only want to be with you until they're 17, 18, 16, realistically. My oldest son is 4. That's anywhere between 12 and 14 summers that I have left with him to do stuff. And how many more of those do I want to not enjoy to the level that I could and do sport with him, run around with him and play, for example. So that was quite a poignant one for me and very, very conflicting in some ways. But something of real interest. The next one that came in that I wanted to go over is, I have a holiday coming up and I'm scared I won't be able to go. I'm just not mobile enough. So I've had a few patients talk to me about this recently. And it goes back to, are you going to miss out on things? And are you going to not be able to undertake and enjoy things that you want to be doing? So then it comes down to, what's the next course of action? So if we go back to the original thing, is I have a holiday coming up and I'm scared I won't be able to go. I'm just not mobile enough. So there's an option here, and that is to work out how long away your holiday is. Let's say it's 6 weeks away. 6 weeks, you can make a lot of progress, a lot of progress. And the way in which you need to do that, first and foremost, you need to find somebody that can help you, that has more knowledge than you, that can direct you in the way that you need to go, give you guidance, give you support, hold you accountable, and give you the right actionable steps, exercises, movements, whatever that might be. We have a lady in our Salisbury clinic right now who, her phone call to us said, I've got severe back pain. I can't walk more than 100 meters, and I want to be able to enjoy my son's wedding, be on my feet, dance around, and not have people look at me for being in pain. It's the same thing. Okay. It's stopping her living the life that she wants to live. This one is stopping whoever sent this in, improve their quality of life, go on holiday and enjoy their holiday. There's no point going on holiday if you can't walk through the airport because you're stiff and achy, you've got pain, so you get assistance. You then sit on a plane the whole time, you get stiff and achy getting out of the chair. You're then in the car the whole time, you're stiff and achy and in pain because you haven't moved. And then you're on holiday and you can't walk around, you can't look at the local attractions, you can't swim, you can't exercise, you can't enjoy the sunshine, you can't enjoy your time. That's the interesting one. The real interesting one on top of that is when somebody says, I can't afford to do treatment and change, but I'm going on holiday. We've paid for this enjoyment, but you can't enjoy it to the max because you can't do this bit. Priorities for me personally are not aligned. Not everybody's going to like that, first and foremost, but priorities are, I want to go on holiday. Okay, but what steps you need to do to be able to go on holiday and enjoy it and undertake it to the fullest amount? So a bit conflicting again for that bit, but ultimately get more mobile, get somebody you know you can trust to give you the right guidance in the period of time that you've got remaining, and do everything you possibly can in that time frame to improve your mobility, your strength, so that you can enjoy that holiday to the level that you should be. Holidays are great. The more holidays you can take, amazing. The more mobile you can be and enjoy those things and actually do things while you're on holiday. Now that's the key point. Okay. If you can't go and see the local attractions, you can't walk along the beach with your other half, your kids, your grandkids, you can't play in the pool, you can't swim, you might not want to do those things, and that's absolutely fine. But the people that we want to work with and the people that do work with us and want to work with us are those that spend a lot of time with their family. They want to be active, they want to be mobile, they want to be independent, and they want to enjoy and live the quality of life that they feel like they deserve. So that one's really, really key. Okay. Last question or statement from me is, this came through on our Facebook over the weekend, and really hits hard for me. actually, looking at the weekend I've just had. But I do not want to become a burden to my family. I see how my parents are affecting my quality of life. How do I stop that for my kids? So in this case, I'm taking it as the parent who's looking after their parents or the grandparents, and they don't want to become the same burden to their kids. As we age, a lot of families in this instance, the parents will be looking after their parents, and it's kind of like looking after kids again. You just got your life back. Your kids have left home. They're able to be self-sufficient. They live elsewhere. They've got their own kids, maybe. But you're looking after your parents now, and it feels like you're restricted. We hear that a lot. We hear that, oh, I have to go look after my mum. She's this or she's got that. She's just had this. She's in pain with that. And it comes back to a few things. We as humans, we fall down at our habits. So what I mean by that is if you have a habit of being sedentary a lot, watching TV a lot, eating the wrong things, or being less mobile, less active, then you're going to fall to that as you get older. You're actually going to become less mobile. You're going to sit more. You're going to eat less or the wrong things. And actually, that's going to start to creep in and lose your independence. And if you really analyze it, that might have been what's happened to your parents. To my parents right now, I'd be saying, who are in their early 60s, I would be saying, get stronger, get more mobile. But not just necessarily in the gym. You don't need to do that. We do not need to be training for aesthetics, which is where I see the gym being in your 60s. What you need to be training is for function. So what I mean by that is walking's great. Yes, I'm not going to deny that, but 10,000 steps a day is not going to change everything for you. I would say you need to be doing functional based exercises at home. So that might be practicing the stairs every day, but then adding weights into your hands and going up the stairs so that you get stronger doing that activity. So then when you don't have the weights, it's very, very easy. The same I would do with getting up out of a chair. So then you can get in and out of a car, you can get in and out of a chair, you can get up from the toilet, you can even get up and down the stairs and off the floor more easily than you could before. And the big one there is getting up from the floor. I would practice religiously getting up from the floor every day. Getting up from the floor comes down to 3 foundations. Mobility. Do I have the hip knee mobility to get up from the floor? The strength. Do I have the power in my legs to get up from the floor? And do I have the confidence in my balance to not fall over when I get up again? Those 3 things will start to decline very, very quickly if you do not practice doing it daily. Okay. The biggest fear point with not being able to get up from the floor is if you were to trip and fall, you'd be stuck until somebody comes and gets you, or you crawl over to something and heave yourself up. Alongside that, if you can't get up from the floor, to me, you can't really play with your grandkids how they want to be played with. There's certain things that you have to do on the floor with them. And if you can't do that, somebody else will. So that might be your partner, for example. It might be, in my case, me or my other half. It might be an aunt or uncle, and you're missing out on that time with those little people. So, yeah, I would train your daily activities with added load if you can. So then I would be looking at, can I lift weights up from the floor? Can I carry heavy bags from one end of my house to the other? So that when I do my food shopping and I walk from the supermarket to my car, I can do it. I would practice lifting those bags up above my head so that I can put things in a high cupboard. I would practice bending over and trying to lean forwards and lifting something so I can get stuff out the dishwasher, or a low cupboard. That's where I would be in my training now. So you don't become a burden. And I would find a way of getting into a habit or routine with it. For me, over 50, you're better off training 15 minutes every day, functionally than 3 big 1-hour sessions a week. Because the habit isn't there, it's easier to put off, you get fatigued, you're more likely to get injured, you're more likely to come up with an excuse not to do it than if it becomes a habit. Every day I do this at a certain time for 15 minutes. Do that for the next year, 5 years, 10 years, because it's consistency over time and discipline. And I can assure you, your quality of life in 10 years' time will be significantly different. You'll be independent, you'll be mobile, you won't be a burden to your family. What you do today consistently will compound, and you will be a different person in 5 to 10 years' time, and you won't be the burden that potentially others are to you right now. It all comes down to discipline. Can you be disciplined enough to do the things that you do not see change straight away for? Can you be disciplined enough to not get instant gratification right now? Consistency will pay off, and your quality of life will improve. It will improve, and you'll be independent for longer, more mobile, and you won't be a burden. But the other bit I'll flip to that is, if you don't do it, do you think you'll still be the same person in 10 years' time? That's the bit that you become a burden, because we don't necessarily notice it quickly. Again, this can be a slow decline. Is our balance will start to go, our strength will start to go, our power will start to go, our mobility will start to go. Daily functional tasks will become very, very difficult. That's why I say functional training for those over 50, especially over 60, is where you need to be. Okay, something that will challenge your whole body every day. So it goes back to, can I reach overhead for me? Can I get up out of a chair for me? Can I get off the floor? Those 3 things will build strength and mobility enough to keep you independent for as long as you want to be. Right, that's the 3 for today. The 3 questions that we will go into answer. We'll be back on Thursday at our standard time of 2 o'clock for another Honesty Hour. Get your questions in. Let's see what comes up. Let's answer those things that keep you up at night, that are affecting your quality of life and affecting you from thinking clearly, enjoying life clearly, and let's make change. Because if you keep thinking about it and not doing anything, nothing changes. You actually stress more, you worry more, and you're worrying twice, because you're worrying now and you're worrying when it actually happens. So you might as well get your question answered, do what is suggested, and change the quality of life.